Kristen Welker in for Lester. We begin tonight with the new front in the war on COVID-19. That new, more contagious strain of the virus, first identified in Britain, has now been found in 2 U.S. states, Colorado and now California. There are new questions tonight about just how widespread it already is. This as health officials vow to pick up the pace of the vaccine rollout after acknowledging the effort has fallen.
You need to repent, go watch the news. All of the prophecy coming true. He sent his son to die for you. Follow his steps, you make it through. Euphrates River's drying up. The 12 tribes done rise up. The devil know it's time up. Messiah coming, I'm fired up. Rumors of war, we at the door. In the tribulation, please endure. In your patience, possess your soul. Earthquakes and pestilence coming more. Come up out of my people. Default done did so much evil. These players is coming, they won't leave you. Famine, nuclear missiles gon' kill that eagle. We got angels, they got demons. For the most I protect you and keep you. The love of many gon' ask call. And this tribulation gon' let you know. Your truth, they truth, my truth. His life, his death, the truth. No vaccine gon' mean some sacrifice. Would you lose it all to leave afterlife? These players are coming to the earth. America about to get hurt. Keep having visions, I'm alert. Babylon is going down, is in his word. Come up out of my people. Jeremiah 50, pray I see you. All but sing your angels, cause we need you. Having visions, I keep seeing yelling and screaming. A fake Messiah coming, don't let him deceive you. All them signs and lying wonders gon' be evil. Messiah opening them seals. Keep them commandments, y'all, cause this body get real. Lockdowns coming back. Them plagues coming, nobody could send them back. Hold back your wings, seal your elect. Hold back your wings, seal your elect. You need to repent, go watch the news. All of the prophecy coming true. He sent his son to die for you. Follow his steps, you make it through.
They want me to get in my bag. I thought I was already in it. So I pray to the Father, please let me go harder. I'm trying to reach him through the scripture. I'm trying to paint a bigger picture. I'm trying to make the message more clear. So I started studying Morgan, so deep in the word. I was falling asleep on the scripture. I started writing verses in my sleep. Waking up, couldn't hold my peace. I was feeling like Jeremiah. I cannot stay, I cannot stay. So I booked the flight to the A. Told my driver, please don't be late. I got a message I need to relay. I gotta intervene before it's too late. All we like sheep have gone astray. Everyone has gone his own way. But he brought me out of a horrible pit. Out of the miry clay, so I can relate. Cause if it wasn't for his grace, I wouldn't be here today. That's how I know it's a stake. That's how I know that it's never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. I remember them days I didn't have a dime to my name. I was so bored that I couldn't maintain. In and out of court from being detained. It was a shame. Drink a bottle, they would keep me sane. Pass a bottle, you could hold a chase. I was doing anything to escape. You name it, finding myself in unfamiliar places. Thank God he kept me safe, cause I done been through some situations that should have put me in my grave. Despite being in those situations, I was still stuck in my ways. But that day I woke up on the jail cell floor was the icing on the cake. I was desperately praying for change. I had a choice I had to make. Either I would live for the Lord or die in the world. Which option would you take? The Lord said we will find life if we lose our life for his sake. So there is a better way, and you too can see better days, cause it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, then all things will be added to you. Look at me, I'm living proof. I can testify. I've seen the proof that if we confess our sins, the Lord is faithful to forgive. He will cleanse us from our unrighteousness. He said, cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. We can't be blinded by trivial things that divide us from the love of God, cause heaven and earth will pass away, but the word of God will stand forever. That's why my sight is not set on earth, but on the things that come thereafter. I'm on a different mission, cause righteousness is my only ambition. I'm trying to lead you to the water, but I also urge you to drink so you can taste and see that the Lord is good. His word is sure, his mercy endure. If you turn your life over to the Lord, you can be restored through his word. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved.
All right. Shalom. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I'm your host, Yeshua Judah. We got our Yo Ben Yahoo and also Oxify Yeshel Yeshel, you with us, brother?
Did he freeze up?
That's what it looked like.
I think there you go, right? There you go. Hey,
I'm scratching my head live.
Oxify Yeshel.
Yeah, man. I had it on two phones, didn't know it.
Okay, then.
So it kept freezing up and stopping.
Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
With us, and it's you any value at all, please hit the subscribe button. Also ring that bell. That way you'll get notifications every time we have a new broadcast, which would normally be on Thursday nights. There's a lot of stuff going on. We got a pretty good lineup for you as well. Talk to me, brothers. How your week been? How have your week been?
It's been a good week. How about yours?
Oh man,
it's been good. Hustling, trying to maintain.
Yeah, give me a grip and sip.
Right.
Yeah, man. That's training. You gotta train. It's like a heavyweight fight. So yeah.
I can't believe I'm gonna be down with the drugs. I'm gonna be down there with the drugs, man.
I can't wait, man. It's like crazy that I'm about to meet a brother that I hadn't just actually met before. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It's crazy. It feels like we about to reconvene after we've done a live a couple months ago. Now we back, but this to be the first time we ever
right
people,
been in the same space.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna enjoy it, man. You gonna enjoy it?
I'm enjoy it. I'm gonna let my hair down.
Con.
I ain't got no hair.
I'm gonna let mine down too.
That's not the only hair.
I used to, believe it or not, I used to walk around the house like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold it on.
Holding on your hair. Yeah, you just recently cut yours a few months back. You had the hair to let down. You and Safaka let her down.
He talked me into getting them.
Yeah.
He talked me into getting them, then he cut her.
Then he cut her. Yeah. He cut his off.
Yeah.
That's my family do. You see how blood do, you see?
Yeah. He wondered why I was monitoring him walking around my house.
Well, by the grace of the Most High, I do not have a problem with growing hair, so I will be growing them back. Yeah. By the grace of the Most High, I will be growing them back. But with that being said, man, we got a lot of information to bring out, so we're just gonna go ahead and move to it. Last week, I let you know that we're going to if whatever this part of the show don't happen, that's because there has not been a new name added to it. If you see these scroll across the bottom of the page, that's because during the week sometime somebody else has been added to it. This list, to make it fair, I'm only going to keep this list to athletes because we do know that, actors die suddenly. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sudden death. So, but I want to keep this list to athletes because these are the ones that's in tip top condition, right? And like we've been saying, never before have we ever seen anything like this before. So, we are looking at a new thing that is happening in the earth. So with these names that we have that we talked about last week, we got two more names added. On February the 4th, the 26-year-old, his name was Pierre Lipton. He approached the finish line at the Mesa Marathon in Arizona. It was the race photographer snapped his photo. He was wearing a matching yellow running clothes and sunglasses, the hint of a smile. Crept into his face. Neither of his feet was touching the ground. Lipton, who graduated from Brown University, was about to complete the marathon in 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 5 seconds. It was his personal best for the distance. He had maintained a pace of 7 minutes and 15 seconds per mile through the mild weather. Lipton collapsed after crossing the finish line. He was brought to a hospital and later he was pronounced dead. Now, this is a marathon runner. Now, those cats, they put their body through training like none other. So, they like on a whole nother level of making sure that their bodies are in tip-top condition. Hold on a second because there's one more. This is a 12-year-old. You remember those 12, no, not a 12-year-old, but you remember those 12 boys that was rescued from that flood cave in Thailand a few years back in 2018? Okay, so this is going to be one of these cats, right? He died in England where he was attending a sports academy. The foundation sponsoring his study said Wednesday. Now, I've been practicing this boy name all day, okay? And promise you I'm still going to mess it up. His name is Young, Fat, Dumb from Felp. That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was it?
I'm not going to do that again. But he was 17. He was 17 years old. He was found unconscious in his room on Sunday at the Brookhouse College Football Academy in Leicestershire and was taken to the hospital where he died Tuesday. Thailand Zyko Foundation said, and his school also confirmed his death. So here tonight added this, a 26-year-old and a 17-year-old in the prime of their lives died suddenly.
Man.
Yo, just stretching 9 years, and I want to go far, but I don't want to get dinged. So,
right, I'm trying to think of which word. I mean, hey, the facts is, man, everybody know what that is. That ooh-wee.
Go ahead.
That ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we try to not think about it. You know what I'm saying? Not us three in our audience, but the world. Fact is that they try to skip over it and hop over it. And no, it's just no. Not at this rate. This wasn't happening pre-ooey.
Right.
Pre-ooey, we wasn't talking about 17-year-olds and athletes that's in. Come on, y'all. The fact is, a marathon is 26 miles. So, like Sheer was adding, to train for it, you have to run. You can't just run 26-mile runs every day for it. You run sometimes they run 60 miles. Sometimes they run 100 miles in the rain, in the snow. They train. They, like Sheer said, their bodies are in tip-top shape. When was the last time you heard of folks that young and that good of a shape, not just passing out, get in the hospital, come back out 3 months later, you back at what you're doing, but they leaving up out of here.
They dying.
They dying. They leaving up out of here, bro.
They dying. They dying.
It baffles me, man.
Exactly. So, and this is the reason why we running this every week, because like Ayo was saying, this is something that we have never seen before. And, I have not been able to find this on mainstream media. These are articles that I'm finding. And these are articles that you got to dig for as well to find. It's not like they just out there in the blue.
Right.
The three of us, we collectively, we get articles hitting our phone every day, all day, every day.
Right.
And neither one of these stories hit my phone.
Nope.
Neither one of these stories hit my phone. These were stories that I had to actually go and look for to find. And you know what? When you look for mess, you're going to find it, right? And it's not necessarily that I'm going in for the mess. Is that, because like Ayob said, after the ooh-wee, this has started happening. So it's pretty much like you go in and be like, okay, there go another one. You dig what I'm saying? So, oh yeah. And the owner of the Buffalo Bills, he also collapsed.
Yes.
Cardiac arrest. Yep. I forgot about that.
Yes. Yep.
I forgot about that.
Straight to the heart. If they don't signify that it's poison, straight up poison,
right?
Because everything you inject goes straight to your heart, then pump out.
Right.
So once it hits you, it goes straight to the heart. Yeah, man. That's that ooh wee. That's that ooh wee and the three little ooh wees that come with it.
Right.
Yeah. The bag of chips, as you call it.
Yeah, man, because it ain't like they dying from liver disease or
they too young, man.
Broken elbow. I mean, it's all cardiac arrest. All of it.
Exactly. And my wife sent me a text this morning, and I could not confirm it. Well, I'm not speaking on this as if it's true, but she sent me a text this morning from Facebook that at some mall, it looked like they was at a mall, that dozens of people just all dropped at the same time from a cardiac arrest.
Really?
Somebody, if anybody is friends with a cat by the name of Lion of Judah, I believe that it was on his post, right? That it was a video that, several people, like 12 people at least, just all at the same time just collapsed, all from cardiac arrest, So, hey, it's something strange that is in the atmosphere, people.
It is
strange that is in the atmosphere. So, hey, and we are not done with strange. Nope. Not to take the place of what's crazy in the news, but I gotta ask the question, my friend. What's going on with Damar Hamlin? What is going on with Damar Hamlin? I'm gonna run a video clip and we're gonna talk about this. Check this out.
Let's go back to January 2nd. How are you feeling before the game and when you were out there? Normal?
Super normal. Feeling great.
Can you tell me what you remember about the game up until the hit?
I remember the things that we were focused on going into the game, just trying to get a win.
So in the course of the game, you have the hit, you make the tackle. Do you remember standing up after you make that tackle?
That's something I don't really want to get into deep into in the details of.
Hamlin was discharged from the ICU. The question on so many minds, what caused his heart to stop beating? You're 24, peak physical condition, can run circles around me right now. How did doctors describe what happened to you?
That's something I want to stay away from.
All right, man. So I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the Super Bowl. This was him at the Super Bowl. My wife, I keep referring back to the question that my wife asked when she was here in the chat a couple of weeks. She asked the question. Can I be heard right now? Can I be heard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, when she asked the question, has seen Have you been seen with any of his family members at all? I haven't seen a photo of him with a family member at all whatsoever.
Just
Every time I see DeMar Hamlin, he is with what me to be handlers. That's what it always seemed like. Here we got him arriving to the Buffalo Cincinnati game in a cart with dark shines on and his family coming. And here we got him standing up there, supposedly to be him. I don't know who that is. So I'm asking the question before I go off on my rant. What's going on with DeMar Hamlin? Somebody talk to me.
Man, facts is this dude, his heart literally stopped, y'all. That's a fact. This man's heart stopped completely. It stopped beating on the field after he had to hit. In the interview talking with Michael Strahan from ABC, he said he was super normal. Michael Strahan asked the question. He immediately fired back off. I felt super normal. Me and the team was focused on winning. Those are the facts. And then your heart stopped beating. It's hard to say what's going on with this brother. I mean, that's. I
don't know where to start. And I'm agreeing with you on. First of all, Christians got upset with him about that Kanye jacket he got on. And then that's a whole nother story on that.
Yep.
Second, it's two different questions and we can't get no answer. Right. It's the same answer. This young man grew up Catholic, under Catholic church. Now, I would be expecting him giving all praise to the Most High. For, my heart stopped, I'm up. He gave praises to science and doctors. Right. He said, God got something for me. Well, your God is science, since you gave your credit and your life recovering to the doctors and the medicals, but yet you can't understand nothing that's going on. And your umbrella is a cat. Yeah. I mean, I can go on and on about his background, not what I see on TV. I did a thorough check on what's going on with him from the background. He's not in pictures with his family, and all of a sudden he stopped talking about his family and his religion.
Right.
Con, I went myself to see if I could find his family, and I'm not going. Now he looked just like his mama. Okay, so I'm not saying that these are not his parents. He looks like his mama, man. Like 100%, right? But the storyline that they had, according to the parents, right? It seemed like it was something that they just made up to, to fill in some gaps because they know people are going to be asking questions about this. I saw it in the chat that that's a clone, and that's exactly how I feel about it, man. And how can you not feel that way about it? This is a grown man. This is how I feel. I'm a grown man. I done had a cardiac arrest on a football field, right? And now I'm, I done been resuscitated. I'm back. I'm feeling good. You are not going to stop me from talking on Brandon Marshall's podcast. You're not going to stop me from being at, sitting down with Good Morning America. And then when the brother asked me, do I remember getting up? That's man, what kind of question is that? Is not no mathematical question about how far the sun is from the earth. That's right. Do you remember getting up or not?
Right.
That's either yes or no.
Yes or no. I mean, he answered the other questions quickly.
Yeah,
he answered the script, He answered those script questions.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? But when it went away from the script, I don't think Strahan knew he was sitting there with a robot.
I don't think Strahan knew either. And like you just said, everybody just seen the video. I mean, he like he was trying to think about what not to say. He was stuck.
He was stuck. And he answered the same way for both questions. I don't want to get into that right now.
That's a program.
But I'm not being funny or anything, but I did peep when he said, and I think I brought it up to you, Shug, when he said, I remember getting up. No, I don't remember getting up. I woke up asking, did we win? Straight hand with Brandon. He said, yeah, I played the game with my whole heart. I said, oh my God. I said, I don't know, since it's script, did they throw that in there? Because when he said it, he stopped and thought about what he said and kept on talking.
Right. And back to my initial on what I was saying, Safa, as a grown man coming out of the hospital And I got one for you too, Ayo, because you was a football player as well. But coming out of the hospital, you gonna see me with my family.
Oh yeah.
You did. You gonna see me with my girl. I don't understand. I was thrown completely off. This is when I was sold that this is a clone. When he was at the Super Bowl sitting next to the commissioner of the NFL and the Kelsey's parents. I said, no way. I said, this dude ain't got no family. This dude ain't got no friends. The second thing that I want to ask you, Ayo, players get injured all the time. And I know that this was not just a regular NFL injury, but players do get injured all the time, right? They travel with their team and they be on the sideline with their team.
Right.
If you really wanted inspiration, how come he have not been to the locker room? Why was he not in the locker room for that game to give them a pep speech and come out on the field with them on the sidelines?
That's like feeling honored.
Right. As a former player, if you in a playoff game for the Buffalo Bills, they don't normally make it to there. And if you are able to be out of the hospital and was pumping up the crowd, then I know you was able to go in that locker room and give a 5-minute speech and pick everybody up.
Come on now.
Think they would have went out there and tried to win that game? Yeah, it's real sus. How the young
real sus.
Real sus. He dealt with his teammates. Remember, he did all that in a Zoom meeting and.
I'm talking about, man. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there, man, and ask the question because it's real strange. And like I told Oxafar one morning, we was talking. Ain't nobody gonna talk me off this latch right that I'm on right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I believe what I believe, and you ain't gonna make me believe no different. Either one or two things. Either that brother died on that football field, or it's like my boy told me one day, because this here happens too. He said maybe his expiration date went out and he was already one. I said, hey, one, and it went out on him on the football field. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but what we looking at when it comes to what's supposed to be DeMar Hamlin, man, that interview said it all for me. Brother, you don't know if you up or not.
Right. Your heart actually stopped. Bro, come on, man. And you alive to tell about it? I'm not gonna
stop me.
Right, I ain't gonna
they trying to make him a poster for son because he pushed CPR a lot and he was pushing doctors. He used to be the poster child son. I guess they gotta make up for what they did with RG3. Because that I feel the same way about all of a sudden he just hanging around commissioners and all that. But yeah, that dude ain't real to me, man.
Something ain't right.
Yeah, so we gonna keep it moving, man. We don't want to tarry there too long. I just thought, coming off of the Super Bowl, seeing what it was that I was seeing, and everything is symbols too. Adrian Peters brought that jacket up.
Oh yeah,
called him up and talked about that coat. That coat was symbolic, man. That coat was symbolic. Do not sleep on that jacket that brother had on. It was symbolic. So they telling the world what's going on. They have to tell you. It's in their books. Go read the protocols of the elders in the Zion. Go read. They tell you that they have to tell you what's going on. It's your fault if you don't pay attention to what's going on.
And that's why they have to tell you, so you won't be able to blame it on them. That's how Hassan, that's what the accuser of the brethren is. He's able to accuse because he'll say, look, I'm washing my hands. My hands ain't bloody. Y'all knew.
Exactly. So that's that, man. And so we gonna keep it moving. That's DeMar Hamlin. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want to say. And even if anybody think anything different or you got some wisdom on this situation to make me feel different, please let Yeshua know. Because right now, hey, man, I don't even think that dude parents know who he is. That's why his mama was walking through the
tunnel.
And he was in the cart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His parents don't know who he is. But let's get beyond critical race theory. What we got, Ayo Ben Yahoo?
Oh man, on deck tonight we got something. Boy, once again, weekly, just hearing about this stuff just never ceases to amaze me. We recently had the State of the Union address given by, the normal annual State of the Union, where the President of the United States addresses Congress, the House, and the Senate in the chamber. And it's also one of the most, he addresses America from the television, so we can all watch. 2016, I believe it was 47 million. Watch Donald Trump. 2017, it was 49 million. Well, this year, a whopping 17 mil. One of the worst State of the Union viewings ever for your boy Sleepy Joe, the oldest man in the world. But nevertheless, let's keep it moving. This critical race theory just boggled it blew my mind. And we keep talking about there's nothing new under the sun, and how the word talks about they'll have no regard for old men or young men, young or old, no regard. Heart wax worse, love wax worse. This article I got from the New York Times. Charles Blow. Charles Blow is a opinion columnist for the New York Times. You've seen him on the political analyst on CNN and on Fox News. He wrote an opinion edition called Dead Men at the State of the Union. Now, we're not talking about Sleepy Joe Biden. He's the oldest man. He's 311 years old. He's the oldest man in the world. Kevin McCarthy, the new elected speaker, pretty much y'all seen the other week where all that drama was going on when he was elected speaker, replacing Nancy Pelosi. Dead Men at the State of the Union. We're talking about two black men that were both killed by police in 1870. Let's check out the 1870 pen. Now, like I said, I did not know about this, never knew this existed. And the Black Caucus in Congress were the 1870 pen, as you can see right there. That's one of the members right there. The 1870 pen represents on March 31st, 1870, at about 9:30 a.m. on a Thursday evening, a Philadelphia policeman shot an unarmed black man, Henry Truman, in an alley in the city's Society Hill neighborhood. The shot entered his abdomen and took his life. The next day, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported what it called the melancholy facts of the case. How the officer was attacked by a gang of so-called black men accused of shoplifting from a local grocery store, and forced to defend himself, drew his revolver and fired, wounding Mr. Truman. But that's not what the witnesses saw. The next day, the Inquirer published their testimony. It says, I'm 19 years of age and reside with a black woman, Jenny H. Gardner told investigators. Her testimony was the longest and most detailed printed that day. Now, this is 1870 now. This is 2023. We just watched Tyree Nichols and countless young, unarmed black men die at the hands of police. She described how the officer grabbed one suspect who got away and disappeared in a small alley. The officer gave chase and encountered Truman, who asked what the matter was. Like, he was like, what's going on? Why are you chasing me? Once again, we run because we know it's the police, right? Then Gardner said, the lady replied, said, the police said, I will show you what's the matter. And he crossed the street, drew his revolver, and deliberately fired at him. She said she was standing right by Mr. Truman at the time. Now, the officer was arrested and bail was denied. At his trial, the officer echoed the initial story that had been given to the Inquirer. He argued that he feared for his life, and in self-defense, sound familiar, after a crowd followed him, cornered, and began to throw stones at him and cry out, kill the white, and use other such threatening expressions, the Inquirer reported. Jury didn't buy it. He was convicted of manslaughter. It was in recognition of this episode, an early case in America of a police officer killing an unarmed, free, so-called black man. The members of the Congressional Black Congress wore 1870 pen to the Tuesday's State of the Union address. The gesture was designed to highlight the long and seemingly interminable history of this form of violence.
Wow.
Desperate need for police reform. Once again, and this is Charles Blow. He a little too liberal for me, but I like he be giving them boys the business as far as the politics. He holds them and
accountable.
Keeps it fair and balanced. He holds them accountable, right? So in 2022, in fact, listen to this. 2022 had the most police killings on record, with so-called black people disproportionately more likely to be killed by police than white people. That's crazy. In some ways, the way we process these cases has become more convoluted, not less. In 1870, the officer was arrested immediately and convicted in less than 2 months. Now, the courts and state legislatures have so shielded officers from liability that arrests and convictions are rare. Also, at the State of the Union on Tuesday night, where the mother and stepfather of Tyree Nichols, you'll see him right there. If you can see them right there, where I'm circling right there. And stepfather of Tyree Nichols, 153 years later, the same fate at the hands of police. Everybody know Tyree died last month after being beat by the police officers. And like I said, I wanted to bring this out, and I wanted to get y'all's your opinion on the question that was asked last week by Sheer. When do we start fighting back? What is an 18? I brought this out because I ain't never know we were killed 1870. A policeman crossed the street because he was chasing a so-called gang of us that stole from the store.
Right.
But the young teenager turned around and was like, "What you doing?" Meaning he probably didn't steal anything. You can't just arrest him and take him in the jail. You have to kill him.
Right.
Once again, 153 years later, y'all. When are we gonna get? Y'all ain't tired yet?
All right, brother.
Nah, they're not tired. They're not tired. They inherited the stamina and the energy to march all day. Constant. March, vote. March, vote. That is what's gonna kill everything, which is virtually killing us behind everything. So yeah, we ain't ready. We ready, we scared.
Basically. And it's the same thing. The police would say he feared for his life.
I would just say that, there's a real thing. It's called, and I hope and I'm saying this right, if I'm not, somebody me out in the chat, qualified immunity. Is that not what it is that they have, man? This is qualified immunity.
That's it.
This was in 1860. This cop accused this guy of shoplifting. That's eerily strange and so similar to the reason George Floyd lost his life.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There you go.
Counterfeit dollar. Come to find out that the money that he passed was not counterfeit.
Not counterfeit. It was real.
They wore these symbols of 1870, but ain't nobody on the media explain what 1870 was. I ain't heard it on CNN. Heard it on MSN. I ain't heard it on Fox. Heard it on nothing. So they got these things. So the reason I bring that up is this: those devils be holding ceremonies.
They do.
They hold ceremonies.
They do.
A lot of these killings that we be seeing, they be sanctioned.
Mm-hmm.
They be sanctioned. The blood shed before a reason with these devils that is running these states. Now, this is something that I just learned not long ago, and you ain't heard nobody talk about it. Threw me off, and I shared it with y'all, and we ain't even hit on it yet. Tyree Nichols' stepdaddy is D.L. Hughley's
driver. Ain't that crazy? Bro,
we all know the backstory on what's his name, the youngster that got killed by George Zimmerman.
Trayvon
Matthew.
You know the backstory on Trayvon and his daddy and Mason.
Yep.
And he got moved up.
Yeah.
Right? So we cannot sleep. Little stuff like that, man. And DL said that, and I don't know if DL was supposed to have said that, but DL called this man name out like they close because that's his.
Right. He did.
And you can't just be somebody's driver if you're not in the circle with these certain people. You can't just go and fill out an application to be DL Hughley's driver, man.
Right. You got to be connected or be good at what you do.
He has a title behind his name. He's a king of comedy.
Right.
King of comedy, exactly. Right? We got to look at stuff like that, man. This was in 1870. Now, the only thing about this story that I dig is that they convicted this dude, right?
They did. That's what, they did. 2 months later, manslaughter.
He got convicted. We don't see stuff like that nowadays.
And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pinpoint was that Terrence Crutcher gunned down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She got off. She got completely off. George Zimmerman, he was told by a person on the phone that's got a whatever it's embroidered badge on their shirt or a plate. He said, "Are you following him?" "Yes, I am. I need you to stop doing that now." At that point, he continued to follow and shot him and killed him. That's murder. I don't care what.
Now you should have a case. Now you should have a murder case because you have been told.
Right. And just like the brother just said, Mario. There it is. Mike Brown was accused of shoplifting as well. They even got video of when they say he stole the cigars.
Right.
Tried to change the beer. He had shorts on, but he got killed in jeans.
Right.
2 totally different days.
Right.
But the same day.
See. So the brother asked a question. And it's a real question, man. Like, for real, we are some of the most passive people in the world. I don't know how many young black men I done seen get killed by these cops, and I done seen the family come back and be like, I'm going to forgive them.
Right.
I ain't got that kind of, I'm. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't built like that.
Yeah.
I'm not built like that, okay? I wasn't built like that when I was a Christian. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now who I am, and now who I know who they is, I'm sure like that. I'm sure not built like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and this is the thing, man. They have beat out of us our pride, to the point to where we just take anything that they put on our table.
Yeah, the most I say that we're gonna be destroyed, and we destroyed. We destroyed, we blind, and we stricken with madness.
And that's exactly what it is. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, I was saying, and to be destroyed. What had me fuming about this, y'all? This is why I was like, I gotta run this. You would rather wear a pin, instead of at least trying to say, I'm a flip over all these chairs. And just nobody ain't gonna have no state of the union, no speech, no nothing.
You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Nobody could do that.
One of the 17,000 and watched it, right? And I was mad at the parents of Tyree for sitting up there so calm. You dig what I'm saying? Because look, when he did that and he got to them, man, he talked about, this is what made me mad. And I wanted to talk about this a couple of weeks ago after he did it. He talked about police reform. He talked about better training. Police reform and better training ain't going to solve our issues. What you need to be talking about is when they pull the trigger and they kill, we need to start locking their butts up.
That's it.
If they had a reason of fear, they would think twice before pulling that trigger.
That's it.
But never did he mention that. Why? Because they don't care.
They don't care, man. We're property to them. We're just property. We're not.
That's all we is. That's all we are, man. When Vanessa Gilliam got killed, and that's what my wife said too. She said, something happened over here. We gonna get Vanessa Gilliam's attorney. We gonna get the attorney that we don't want no being Crump over here. Being Crump, you gotta get it because Vanessa Gilliam attorney, she got some stuff moved. You understand what I said? She got the military put in jail.
Yeah. She got the military put in jail. Lieutenants and captains, bro.
She got the military. That's what we want.
Right.
I feel all parents or relatives that get slain by the cops, I feel they should act like the woman in the Jeffrey Dahmer case. That sister that came in and just went off on Jeffrey Dahmer with no microphone, no stand, was just yelling and cussing. That's how we need to see all our people.
Right. And you know that dude that did the Buffalo shooting, he just got his time.
Peyton Gendron, yeah.
Just got his time, and the family was going off on him. Right. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to apologize, and the family was like, "No, we ain't having it."
Yeah,
hear that?
I rock with that.
Me too. You got to say. There were elderly people shopping for groceries on a Saturday, bro. Nobody wants to hear what you got to say, man.
Nobody wants to hear what you got to say. Because you knew what you're doing. Because if you remember the story, this joker drove miles
and wrote the word "nigga" on
you see what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We ain't trying to hear that, man. We ain't trying to hear that. Like that lady said, boy, I will put my hands around your neck and will choke the life out of you. That's what she said, man. That was she said.
And yeah, that's for that Peyton Gendron. Them people went in, and I felt them. And the judge, I'm glad the judge did not relent. If y'all can go look at the I think it's the Washington Post has the sentencing. It's about 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all can go watch the Washington Post coverage, and that judge, she said, "You will never see the light of day."
That's exactly what. Yep. Never.
What she said, what you've done is so reprehensible.
Yep.
It's almost unforgivable. I said, man, I ain't never heard no sentence go like that.
Yep.
But that's what we got. That's what we got to be at, man. We got to be so.
Man. We got to give these police officers a reason to not to kill, man. Because look, people, and this is something I tell my wife all the time. People get away with what you let them get away with, and these police officers get away with what we have been allowing them to get away with for so long. There's two things. Well, one thing really that Esau understand, and that's money, economics. And somebody left a comment in one of our videos, boycotting. We don't understand the power of boycotting. Boycotting for real is a power because they understand money. Keep your dollars in your pocket.
Nike and Adidas is feeling it right now.
They feeling it right now.
Them boys over there shaking in their boots.
Keep your. They released a secret Kanye sneaker.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they stole this stuff and made it. And they trying to. They doing him dirty right now, man.
But let's keep it going, man. We finna go into our song break. But yeah, that's a great one. Ayo.
Yeah.
And let's get into this song break.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads. Yah, use me with every breath that I breathe to educate people about the mark of the beast. So many deceived without a clue to what it means. And the prophecies you gave the great prophets in their dreams. Father, open up their eyes, please let them see the majority of the world following the beast. And he calls it both small and great, all to receive a mark of their authority, the mark of the beast. In Daniel chapter 7, the father gave him a dream. When he woke, he was troubled, he didn't know what it meant. He saw 4 beasts come high about the sea, diverse from another in ways easy to see. The first like a lion, and it had eagle wings. The second like a bear with 3 ribs in its teeth. The third like a leopard, and it had 4 heads. And the fourth was the worst, it was dreadful, he was scared. Now the 4 beasts he saw all represent a kingdom that would rule in the order until he come for his people. The first Babylon, also the head of gold. The second Medo Persia, silver breast, they were strong. The third was the Grecians with Alexander the Great. Also the belly and thighs by Nebuchadnezzar's waist. And the fourth, it was Rome, the Lord legs and the feet. Its influence was the worst out of all 4 of the beasts. Yah, use me with every breath that I breathe to educate people about the mark of the beast. So many deceived without a clue to what it means. And the prophecies you gave the great prophets in their dreams. Father, open up their eyes, please let them see the majority of the world following the beast. And he calls it both small and great, all to receive a mark of their authority, the mark of the beast. Now the reason Rome was different, cause it blended its religion with the Father's true people. And this is how they did it. In the dream Daniel had, a horn rose out of the beast. The horn symbolized a king or someone of authority. Had eyes like a man, and it spoke a great speech. And it would wear out the saints and crush the earth under his feet. It would think to change times and laws of the Most High. Call himself God on earth, which is another great lie. The horn that I speak of can only be the Pope. Over 1,200 years later, 500 million souls changed the Sabbath to Sunday and called it the Lord's Day. But the Messiah said, I'm king of the Sabbath. Who are they? It's because they worship the sun. Even till today, they even gave Yahushua the sun God birthday. In the temple every week, praising on the sun's day. The beast Rome caused a change, a mark of its authority. Yah, use me with every breath that I breathe to educate people about the mark of the beast. So many deceived without a clue to what it means. And the prophecies you gave the great prophets in their dreams. Father, open up their eyes, please let them see the majority of the world following the beast. And he causes both small and great all to receive a mark of their authority, the mark of the beast. In Revelation 13, John had a vision. A beast came out the sea and it was so wicked. A combination of the beasts we talked about in Daniel. Cause Rome have a little bit of every beast in them. Then Satan gave Rome his power in his seat. And the world worshipped Satan by worshiping the beast. Worship means to reverence, honor, and respect. You worshiping the beast when you obey what it says. Another beast came up from the land, that's America. To enforce the laws Rome prepared for ya. It causes all to honor the Pope image. The church and state system that the Vatican envision. A mark in your forehead and in your right hand that symbolize your thoughts and your actions, understand? The Sabbath is the seal of Yah, the scriptures tell it all. Sunday worship is their mark and will soon become a law. Yah, use me with every breath that I breathe to educate people about the mark of the beast. So many deceived without a clue to what it means. And the prophecies you gave the great prophets in their dreams. Father, open up their eyes, please let them see the majority of the world following the beast. And he causes both small and great all to receive a mark of their authority, the mark of the beast. And the third cherub followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead and in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yah, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the set-apart cherub and in the presence of the Lamb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like that.
That brother, that gave a whole sermon in the song, man.
Like that.
Yeah. All praise to the most for that. That is Yehuda Shalom, mark of the beast. Let's get into our next story. Before we get there, brother Mario made a comment in the chat. He said, look at George Floyd's tattoo on his chest. That's something that got past me. If anybody know what George Floyd had on his chest, let me know. Because I don't know. I know what on his chest, but I'm not up on what George had on his chest. And that was the other thing too. Sorry to go backwards instead of forward, but the stepdad of Tyree Nichols is D.L. Hughley's driver. Look at the relationship of George Floyd and Stephen Jackson as well. Mm-hmm. All of these people be having somebody famous and then the node linked to them that be dying like this. And it's like Yahweh said, these be rituals, these be ceremonies, man, that these people be performing. And so a lot of this bloodshed is for a reason that we have absolutely no idea what it is. Before I get to this next one, man, we're going to talk about New York teachers. Fingerprints, right? I want to read out of Matthew chapter 24. This is something that y'all done heard me read several times. This is verse 9. It says, then they shall deliver you up and be afflicted. They shall kill you. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Many false prophets shall arise, shall deprive many, and because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many wax cold. But he that endureth until the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah.
This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. That, my friend, is the signs that we shall be looking for.
Right.
I do believe that this next story could be a sign that we could be looking at, that could be tied into this Matthew chapter 24. Now, I pray that we can come to this address next week. I'm going to walk on eggshells on this, fellas. So bear with me, but here we go. This is coming out of an article out of Fox News. And it was published on February 14th. And it says fingerprints of the uncocktailed teachers reportedly sent to the FBI with problem codes. Did you hear what I said? Fingerprints of the uncocktailed New York City teachers reportedly sent to the FBI with problem codes. It says that the fingerprints of uncocktailed New York City teachers was reportedly sent to the FBI with problem code flags, prompting outrage from former educators who lost their jobs over the mandate. Earlier this month, John Bursch, who is representing the teachers who are suing the city over the mandate, said teachers who refuse the cocktail have a flag in their file which will impact their ability to get another job. When the city put this problem code on employees who have been terminated because of their unconstitutional policies, not only do they have this flag in their files, but their fingerprints are sent with that flag to the FBI and the New York Criminal Justice Services. So it impacts their ongoing ability to get employment at other places. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I read this, I said to myself, employment is probably the least of their problems.
Right. It is.
Finding another job in the future is probably the least of their problems. The magnitude of this, sending these people fingerprints to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is nothing more than Washington, D.C.'s gangsters. That's all they are. You done sent these people fingerprints to the FBI, and not only did you send them, you sent them with a problem code. That is equivalent to having something like sexual offender next to your name.
Right.
Okay. Now, last week we talked about state of emergencies and national emergencies. That's what we talked about. You heard what the scripture said.
Right.
How many people know that Walmarts are closing a lot of their stores down?
Right.
Me and my wife was reading all them articles this morning.
Walmart are closing their stores down.
Yep.
These fingerprints, I'm going to repeat this, is being sent to the FBI with problem codes. This is the beginning of all of whatever little bit of privacy that you thought that you had being taken away from you. This is the beginning of them making a list on what line you need to stand into, what tank you need to get into, and where that tank is going to take you after you get inside of it. This is the beginning of that. You got to think, if they're able to do this, because the question I asked myself, I said, well, how did they get their fingerprints anyway? Well, how did they do this? I was like, then I called a friend of mine who's a teacher here in Texas. She was like, well, you got to do that because you got to do a criminal background check. I said, that makes sense. Well, I was a scholar, right? That's what I had to do as well. I had to give my fingerprints. All of these little apps that these folks is making, that these people sitting in front of the phone taking pictures, and they got all of these filters and they uploading them and stuff. All of this is identity.
Yeah. Yep.
We're getting closer and closer to having a government that is being ran just like China.
Yep.
Where you can get the blueprint from, man? Why can't you get the blueprint?
I mean, they just had an article today come out about TikTok, warning TikTok users that is a Chinese app, and from what's going on right now between the U.S. and China, they very well are probably using that to steal your data, passwords, like you said, facial recognition, all of that, and fact is, this is a huge data breach. All I got to say one morning, this is not a test. If you have scanned your face on your phone in the past 2 years, you are in. We need to control everybody's data.
That's right.
So shut your phones off. Don't go to the bank. Don't go to the ATM until further notice.
That's right.
We'll let you know in 24 hours. In 24 hours, all you gotta say is, okay, everybody turn on your phone, and now you have to sign in and put a code that they have given you to open your phone up. Now this phone's got your bank account information, all of that. They just say, we're gonna allot you gas allowance for the month, all of that. Like you said, Doc, that's the start. It's the start of it.
It's the beginning of it, man.
The beginning of it. That's all I got to say.
I have studied what is called real fake videos. And so you got all of these people with these phones in front of them taking these pictures and stuff, man. And so I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these commercials that you be seeing, a lot of these people that you be seeing on TV, these don't be real people. These be AI generated people. And you can't tell the difference between the real and the fake.
And that's exactly what I think's happened to Damar Hamlin.
If you look at the new Fast and the Furious trailer, Vin Diesel is fake. His whole, you can see it. You see, I pointed it out. I said, wait a minute. I got to explaining what it was, and I said, man, hey, nobody's acting no more. A Kiss on the Netflix with Eddie Murphy and a white dude. They just got that close, but animation made them kiss.
Right.
So
yeah. And so you got.
Sorry. Also, y'all forget the when I went on the show, the little Easter egg I sent y'all about what did Joe Biden say? He said in that conference how he was trying to talk about everything, tornadoes, get vaccinated by tornadoes, get vaccinated because it's tornado season. He said in the middle of all that, the unvaccinated will be a threat.
Yeah.
The unvaccinated will be a threat. And he just kept talking. He just threw that little Easter egg there and just kept talking. I paused and said, wait a minute now. So not only do we get lined up, our name is already, our face is already, our blood is already in the data. So it wouldn't be too, I made it easy for them. All my passwords are the same on everything I got. So y'all ain't got too much to deal with me. I made it easy for you asses. So just go ahead, steal the information, do whatever. But yeah, man, we're a threat. We are a threat.
Yeah. Absolutely, Con.
You are absolutely right. And going on what you was talking about on the same line, back to these filters that these people are uploading their faces, it's not going to be hard for the media to start running news stories on individuals doing stuff that they did not do, and they can make these videos and with these people on them. And hey, who's to say that they didn't do it? Because you got the video now. Because everybody, they have your DNA. Now they have your fingerprints. Now you don't give them your dadgum likeness and your images of your faces.
Right.
Yeah, you made it easy.
Right. You made it easy. And they sitting behind the scenes laughing. They at the tables eating donuts and coffee in the morning with their suit and tie rubbing elbows laughing. Like,
that's exactly That's exactly what they doing, man. So when I read that article, man, about them fingerprints to the FBI, I was like, wow. And I don't know how many people pay attention to it, but everything happened in New York.
Yeah. That's the
and
Gotham City.
while we in this little bit of time of peace, you couldn't pay me to live in a blue state. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Anyway, right.
Go ahead, you was about to say
something. No. I was just saying. I was just agreeing. We in South Carolina and Texas. They red states. Come on, somebody.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to live in a blue state because blue states the governments are too big because they give too many benefits, and the government benefits that we give you, the more we can tell you what to do. And this is why they have all of those type of mandates on them people in those states like that. And we so ignorant, we be wanting the benefits, not realizing that every benefit that you take from them is nothing more than a clank.
Yes, it is, especially if you're a man. A black man is trying to get benefits. Right. You will run circles around you.
Right.
You know? Right. So yeah, man. I think that it's terrible that these folks got this flag because you got to think, man, the code was problem code. That's what it was. That could be anything. So go 5 years from now, and I'm more than sure that this code is going to stay with these people forever. We go 5 years from now, the cocktail not going to even be the issue, but they going to run this name, problem code, go get them. Problem code, go get them. Problem code, go get them.
Right.
Yeah, the teacher was let go. The teacher was let go, and she was the only one on the panel that had the issue. The other, the Edomite lady, she went full fledged. They said it's social security number based. She said, "So, give me the information." She got the information. She wrote the letter. She broke everything down. Then the white brother, come in and just finished, cross the T's and dot the I's. She went to the right two people to know how to get stuff moving.
Right.
And it's just so crazy in that article that they just immediately, the teachers who do not have a valid UE card were immediately flagged with a problem code. Like, there was no waiting. They just boom, okay, boom, flag. Boom, flag.
We can't look over that. That's what makes it so egregious that they sent this to the FBI. That's like, look, I mean, how cruel, how evil are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you that mad because they didn't want to get the cocktail that, hey, well, I'm finna turn you into the FBI.
Narc you out because you didn't want the narcs.
Right. You got, like, and we got a story that's coming down the pipe, right?
Right.
You want to turn in tonight. We got a story tonight about an individual. You turning in individuals that you have held as heroes because they teach you, and you done turned these jokers into the FBI because they don't want to comply. When you got real criminals out here that's doing stuff out here.
Real criminals, real absconders of the law. Ain't that how
Come
they
on,
say it?
I don't even know.
He's an absconder of the law.
Yeah. You gotta shake your head.
An absconder of the law. It says that the problem codes was sent to the FBI and the DOJ. The
Exactly.
The department, bro. That's.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a whole lot in this world that make me nervous, but that would make me nervous.
That right there. It's like I said, you wake up in the morning, and when I wake up in the morning, one of the first things I do is when I pray, I'll check my phone to make sure the world ain't on fire.
So they will be recording it.
Right. If you pick up your phone, the first thing when you get up, go to work, and it says, please sign in with this government code, you're going to be like, what in the world? And then you sign in, and they tell you that you have been, your data has been breached. Right. And you have been flagged with a problem code, and you can't go to work. Your employer's been notified. Your bank has been notified. You must call this 1-800 or log into this government website before you do anything, bro. That's scary.
I would put my phone in the toilet and act like I ain't get that message.
Right. Hey, I've been trying to call you all day, man. I ain't got no phone call. I don't even know what you talking about. What is the phone?
We made phones waterproof now. That's not an excuse. We gonna need you to go to gate number 8, the blue.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Good stuff, man.
Hey, did they praise them teachers like for 2 years straight? Like y'all bold for going in, and now they turned boy.
Yeah, Drip and Silk next week.
Sunday, February 19th, it goes down. Or should we say it goes up? The Light Magazine and Kingdom Culture Radio presents the 4th annual Drip and Sip Remix with live performances by Sister Shalom, Yapa Q, King 7.
Coming in, we got them stacking to the ceiling.
Also performances by Ayo Ben Yahoo, Jamel the Trunk Rattler, and more. Hosted by Monologue Magad. With DJ Dr. J on the 1s and 2s. You don't want to miss this righteous party. Doors open at 5 p.m. The location is Live Wicks, 2405 South Collins Street, Arlington, Texas. Get your tickets today at tlhmagazine.net. The 4th annual Drip and Sip Remix. Don't miss it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have Bruce all over this great land from sea to shiny sea.
Man, we're gonna be building,
with the Purple Mountain Majesty. We gonna be in the building already.
Purple Mountain Majesty. Some y'all say,
I ain't heard that in a long time.
Crazy some y'all say, just right there. The great Purple Majesty Mountain.
On that
right in the middle.
They always slow down of the icy.
Right.
They love to slow that part down. They slow it down. Sir.
See that coach crying Sunday, man?
Oh,
what is you crying for, man? Yeah. That's why they lost. Hey, go ahead, no.
You're right. What we got, man? We was just talking about Akshir alluded to following footprints of teachers who are teaching our children to be out here in society, socially and economically and academically. We're chasing them to fingerprint and track them about that when we have true criminals and predators in the world. And I'm sure we haven't heard a lot about the underlying story, but first let's go back. I'm gonna share my screen, and I know everybody probably has heard of TJ Holmes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's probably heard of TJ Holmes. There you go. TJ Holmes is on CNN, political commentator for years, left and took the big job at ABC. A few years ago, he was on the Good Morning America for the past couple of years, and he was involved in a scandal with, I think her name is Amy Robach.
Was it really a scandal though?
It's not a scandal. But he did have an affair. They are grown adults now. They are both married, so they had an affair on their spouses. But they both grown, and they're both held responsible for what they've done. Right? Okay. So they were on Good Morning America, ABC, and that's the most viewed, the most watched ABC show. It comes on at 7 in the morning. It runs from 7 to 9 Friday. 15 to 20 million viewers each morning on your way to work. People getting off from work, they tune in. They want to see TJ Holmes and Amy Robach host this show, bringing all the great tea and all that stuff. Right. Okay, so let's keep going. Now we know The View, Whoopi Goldberg, and
Sam.
Let me see if I can get over
Joe Burr.
Yes. There they go. Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Behar, Sonny Hostin. We were just talking about Sonny Hostin the other day about the whole Michael Irvin thing.
Right.
That's on The View. There's the Good Morning America show right here. Let's see if I can Here you go. You got Michael Strahan, Robin Roberts. They have been super vocal about the affair and the so-called scandal. They talk about it all the time. And I was wondering, like, why is this getting so? Okay, I get it. You got him off the show every day. They was hammering in. TJ Holmes need to be dealt with. He's a monster. He had more affairs, and they both should be shamed. Okay, I get it. But this is what they were trying to cover up. Like I said, they always slip up. They're journalists. They always slip up. So check this out. While they were talking about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, wrong people, having an affair, which is wrong. I get it. It's wrong. They seem to forget about an ABC executive and journalist, James Meek, has finally been caught and arrested for child pornography offense, guys. Now, the article I got from Rolling Stones says this was last April. He resigned last April. April is 2022, guys. So just like Sherry brought out the story about the teachers and about being alerted to the DOJ and the FBI, check this out. So he was caught. FBI went to charge him last April. Now, ABC executive. You haven't heard Robin Roberts and George A. Hall, Whoopi Goldberg. They ain't said nothing about this dude. You got to dig to find this stuff. But he is their boss, right? So Dropbox alerted the FBI.
All the pictures.
Dropbox alerted the FBI. Now, I know I get texts and Dropbox emails all the time. Hey, spend $1 more to increase your Dropbox storage, because you download and upload pictures, PDF forms, videos, all of that in Dropbox. So Dropbox was alerted, and one of the servers, they were tipped off and alerted the FBI last year. So the FBI waited a whole year to charge this dude. Now it says they found a Snapchat account was found on Meeks. His name is James Gordon Meeks. He's a former ABC executive. He resigned April 22nd of last year on the same day that he was charged. Then they didn't. Now, Robin Roberts, all the talking you've been doing, with all the talking you've been doing, Whoopi Goldberg, with all the talking y'all been doing about TJ Holmes, you didn't want to mention this and keep the children safe? So let's keep going. Snapchat account was found on Meek's phone, who confirmed that Meek and other men, I want to know who the other men, I wonder who the other men had approached a young girl through Snapchat and had pressured her to provide pictures depicting sexually explicit content. Prosecutors also say that Meek approached underage girls on the video chat app Omegle. I have no idea what that is. I guess it's a video app like WhatsApp, which pairs together users together at random. Federal agents say they found sexually explicit images of a 14-year-old girl alongside pictures of Meek, where his nude abdomen, legs, and pelvis were shown. Yeah, Meeks also allegedly posed as a young girl on Instagram as part of an attempt to build his collection of child exploitation material. Now, why don't y'all have some fingerprint data screen stuff to track that? Since y'all want to track the ooh-wee. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that goes unchecked, and they leave this stuff and cover it up. And these journalists, Michael Strahan, they don't say nothing about it. Joy Behar, The View, Sonny Holston. Y'all talk about Michael Irvin and all this other stuff, but you failed to mention this guy, one of your bosses. Now, the updated story is that they did catch him. Rolling Stone did another story. It says feds charged former ABC News producer with transportation of child pornography. This was February the 8th. They arrested him. They raided his home in Arlington, Virginia. Yeah. So you had an ABC executive, which nobody has heard nothing about. Mainstream media has not said anything about this guy. And I wondered, I said, okay, wait a minute. I said, I get it. Falls a moral standard. TJ Holmes, Amy Robach, you messed up. Build a do, keep it pushing. But they just I was like, why is it that they are just hammering away on these two? And I mean, every day. And there you go.
Yeah.
James Gordon.
Yeah, James Gordon was this guy. You mind if I talk real quick, Sean? Let me jump on this.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned friends. I know two of his friends. I'll get to that in a minute, but 3 months ago he did an interview. 3 months ago he did an interview about his Hulu thing, and in that interview he mentioned two of his friends that he came with. Andrew Rhetoric, which is a filmmaker, producer. He has a lot of things up under his belt. He does a lot of work for ABC, NBC, PBS, National Geographic, Bravo, with Festival Worldwide. He got a plethora of scripts that he have been involved with. That's one of the friends. The other friend name is Brian Epstein, a producer.
Really? See? Wow. Great digging up. Wow.
Brian, yeah. I mean, the two friends right there, money. Of course they're not going to bring it out. Of course they're not going to talk about it, because the same Epstein that's helping them out have another Epstein that help Oprah them out.
Right.
So, of course.
Right.
The pattern is going to be the same. Them jokers just keep changing the beat on the pattern. That's all it is. Go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah. All of these people run together, man. And when something like this happen, when they mess up to the point that they get caught, it brings fear down the whole pipe. You know what they say about mess, right? It runs downhill, because the more of them get caught, the closer it is to the rest of them starting to get caught too, because they don't know who is going to talk.
Right.
All of these jokers are pedophiles, man.
Yeah.
You cannot be a pedophile like that and have money like that and be in a position like that and not run around in a group of people that feel the same way that you feel. Yeah. We just got to talking about the suicide of what's his name? It came to me and left. The dude that was Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Twitch. I mean, it's a known fact that Ellen is a pedophile, man.
Yep.
It's a known fact that Ellen is a pedophile.
Yep.
Winfrey is a pedophile. I'm talking as if they are, not what is suggested. This is what they are. Okay. This is what they are. What's his name? Great actor, man. Great actor. What's the white boy name? Bosom buddy guy.
Tom Hanks.
Pedophile, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But every time one of them get caught, the rest of them get nervous because they don't know who gonna talk and who gonna say what.
Right. Come on.
Dude, this dude, man, you said the Dropbox, right? I was reading, as I read, Ayob, it said during the search of his residence, Ayob, it said law enforcement seized his iPhone as well as his external hard drive that alleged contained hundreds of images. Hundreds of images, man, depicting children engaged in sexual acts according to the complaint. It says Meek also alleged to have participated in group chats where the users exchanged pictures and videos of child pornography.
That's crazy. So no telling.
Put that dude picture back on the screen.
Yeah. He looked like he gonna talk. Here you go. Wait a minute. He just look at him, y'all. Just take a look at him.
This was a disgusting dude. And this dude got up every morning and put on a suit, came to the office. Came to the office and he was calling shots. Calling shots out. It says that a review of Meek's Snapchat account on the iPhone, according to the affidavit, also revealed Meek communicated with unidentified minors who he allegedly pressured to provide him with sexually explicit pictures. This dude should not be walking.
Right. And this is what concerns me is that we have some of our young people that our parents don't monitor their phones or computers, their own Snapchat, their own IG, thinking they're talking to a 14 or 15-year-old female that goes to another high school 30 miles away, and it's one of these jokers.
It's one of these nasty, perverted, rich individuals that's calling shots. And I'm going to tell you something. After I read this one here, I'm going to tell you another MO of them, and y'all tell me if y'all agree with this or not, right? I'm just putting baggage out there on this dude, man. It says after federal agents raided Meek's home, prosecutors said they found a trove of pornographic images on the producer's iPhone 8 and iPhone 6 external hard drive and laptop, depicting the abuse of children as young as toddlers.
That's crazy.
Okay. It says when the FBI agents examined Meek's iPhone 8, they allegedly found a message he exchanged with another alleged pedophile with whom Meek traded child pornography. In the message, Meek appeared to confess to having previously abused children. Have you ever raped a toddler girl? Meek's response was, "It's amazing." He allegedly wrote in one exchange.
Y'all hear that? And y'all wanna make up a program going after teachers.
We're not getting the but like you said, back to the original, how you started this, Ayo. Every day y'all talking about TJ Holmes and Amy Roebuck.
Right. And you heard the last line you just read. Why didn't didn't one of y'all want to buck the system and just say, okay, I can't take it no more, I got to talk about this?
You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? These young children out here being hurt, and they never said not one thing. And this is how he said it was amazing.
That's what he said.
That's what he's talking about. An Emmy winning. He won Emmys.
He's got Emmys.
Exactly.
And you know what happens when you get trophies.
Was interesting to see as if like Weinstein, are they going to even say anything about this in the media? When he go to court, are they going to tell you that he's in court? When he get his time, are they going to tell you that he got his time? Are we going to hear anything about this?
That's right.
And I'm going to say no, because he's tied to ABC and Disney. Right. And everybody know the history of Disney when it come to kids.
Right.
It's a girl, it's a new film that producer that Andy got. He's dealing with somebody by the last name of Disney. I looked at that. I did a little research on the little Andy dude, man. He's nasty looking too. He is nasty. They both. Look at he just, man, take him off the screen, bro.
The dude, whatever that dude get, he deserves.
Right. You about to bring the Saul out of me, man. Let me stay tall. Don't bring the Saul out, bro. Take that man out.
And that's why I wanted to run this story, because it kind of went with it was crazy how last week we wanted to talk about it, but then it fell onto this week, and it goes right along with the story you just brought out, Shira, about the tracking of the IDs and sending it to the FBI and the DOJ.
Right.
And this is the stuff.
And this is what you
covered.
You see what I'm saying? It's more of that.
Right.
More of that.
He ain't the only one. There's thousands of these jokers that got $20 million in the bank and act like they can't be touched. And this is what they do on a daily basis.
Whoever he was exchanging this message with, there's a high probability that it was somebody famous.
That was right. High probability.
It's a high probability that it was somebody. It's a name that all of us have heard of.
Yep. And this is why Ann Hesh, Twitch, this is why they're losing their lives, because people that they're attached to. That's Ellen lost her show. Exactly. They yank her off an award-winning show that this guy probably helped write and produce, or one of his friends. Why would they just yank her off the show?
They tried this to make you believe the Pizzagate was not real. Pizzagate is real, people. And for those Pizzagate, Just go Google Pizzagate. Go Google it. Pizzagate is real. But hey, let's keep this thing moving because we're about to round it up, man. We got another song break. We got the What's Crazy in the News. We got the buy or sell, and then we'll be done with this show, man.
Yeah. Crazy in the news.
Crazy in the news. Can't wait for it. It's a good one, too. It's a good one this week.
Man.
Yeah, it is a good one this week. Lanola.
As I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made, decisions that I made, best decision that I made was to keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise for this new mindset. I got a spiritual high. I pray you get contained. Heard him knocking, I ran to the door. He said, "Father, will I know Thee put fire in my soul? Some things I used to do, some place I used to go, and no longer have a taste for those desires, no." And He couldn't come at a better time. Gave me a new look on life. All praises to the Most High. He done changed my mind. He done changed my mind. He done changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made. The best decision that I made was to keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise. I saved me from myself. I was headed down the wrong, we're going straight there. And I am not ashamed to say that who I was up in the past does not reflect who I am today. See, I was the cause of a lot of pain. I was the reason for a lot of pain, cause I didn't get peace when the work came. But then it broke me down and built me up and moved me over. Poured the spirit upon me, now I'm focused. On tippy-toeing on the streets of gold, that's how I'm rocking. Correcting my wrongs while writing my deeds while I keep your head bobbing. Quitting it is not an option. Enduring cause it ain't no stopping. The Most High is my topic. Eyes and ears is how He guides me, yeah. And I'm hoping that you're holding on those things I speak. Those things I speak is written for the lost sheep. I give Him praise and it amazes me how He touched my soul. Praying that He keeps me close, hold me tight and never let go. Because He changed my mind. He changed my mind. He changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. Making decisions that I made. To keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise.
Yeah.
So man, that's deep.
Like that.
Look at him. Look at him. He doing it again. He doing it again. Look at him. Look at him. He talking without even knowing. He talking without even knowing. He living on the porch.
But yeah, I was at 144 carry gold.
Yeah.
Now some artists, man. When we end the show, he's off a 144 carry gold as well. His name Cold Rain. You know, yeah, Paisley doing his work, man. And that Lanola, I don't know if y'all know about the New Orleans folks, but say, man, that's a different breed, and I like them though.
A whole different flavor out that way, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's crazy in the news, my man? What we got, brother?
Man. What style we want to take this on? Let's start with the baby. Her name is Bobby. Bobby, who is a black, literally touched off a nation discussion. I woke up to this story, and I'm gonna admit, I texted y'all and said I was mad because the news reported it before I did. But it's a good thing that We can touch on it now. A national discussion about the sometimes majority danger associated with racial profiling. That seemed to be the running theme of this show. So this young lady named Bobby, who is 8 years old, is a scientist. Started developing this chemical to kill lantern flies, to get rid of them, because lantern flies, what they do, they'll get in the tree, they'll suck the sap out, they'll mess everything up, they'll make it hard for the tree to do what it needs to do for us. That's the scientific way. So she's going around spraying stuff on a little sidewalk where they do migrate and in the tree. Well, whoever the white guy name is next door called the cops on his 8-year-old girl, told him, well, let me read exactly the discussion that he said. Oh, she's scaring me. Lanternflies are invasive pests which are native to Asia and harm trees in a variety of ways. Yet that day, police stopped and questioned the girl who loved one have nicknamed her Bobby Wonder. After being summoned by a neighbor who considered the girl a suspicious person, this is what they said in quotes. There's a little black woman walking, spraying stuff on the sidewalk and trees. The caller told police, CNN reported. I don't know what the hell she's doing. Scares me, though. So this little girl is scaring him by taking care of the neighborhood. 8-year-old. And then, of course, Yale picked up the story. After Yale picked it up, she donated her invention, her scientific patent and all that. So there's 3 different levels I can take it to, but I just want to stay focused on this little girl. Beautiful girl. She took it with stride. Her sister started going off on the people. Her sister letting people know, hey, this is wrong. But we all I kind of got the feeling that we forgive them type story behind this. 8 years old, next door neighbor, call the cops on somebody on a little girl who, and it's chemical free. She made something that can capture furs and capture them, get them in a state, and then she'll put them in something, and then they'll just die. Versus hanging them on the wall, their heads and everything, what they do to bigger animals.
Right.
Yeah, picked it up. Yeah, did the story. Yeah, and we're sorry that this is happening, this and that. The sister came in and said that. The young lady even just mentioned, hey, this is not going to stop my stride. She's a good spirit behind all this. But the fact of the matter is, nothing happened to that neighbor. Didn't nobody question the neighbor. They just went over straight to the black girl house.
Wow. Can I run this video clip right quick, guy?
Oh, go ahead, please.
A little short video clip. Check this out, y'all.
Yale University has honored a scientist who is just 9 years old. Bobby Wilson is fascinated by bugs, but last year her mission to catch spotted lanternflies made national headlines. Bradley Blackburn has the details on how a frightening encounter led to a celebration.
It has red and brown wings with black spots, and 9-year-old Bobby Wilson can tell you exactly what it is.
A spotted lanternfly.
Last fall, she learned about this invasive species in school and wanted to help. She found a bug spray recipe on TikTok.
Good job. I mixed water, dish soap, and apple cider vinegar.
She was using it outside her New Jersey home when a neighbor called the police.
A little black woman walking and spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It scares me, though.
Bobby's mom says it was racial profiling.
Those exact words in another town, another state, I could be grieving.
Yale University assistant professor Ijoma Opara heard Bobby's story and decided to take this young entomologist under her wing.
Oh, yeah, Bobby belongs here. Bobby is Yale.
She invited Bobby to campus to meet scientists who look like her. On Friday, Bobby was back to see the first spotted lanternfly specimens added to the Yale Peabody Museum of Natural History collection. Those insects were gathered by Bobby herself.
How does it make you feel to know that these bugs are going to be in this museum?
Happy and proud.
A young girl who's flying high and now has the bug for a career in science. For CBS Saturday Morning, Bradley Blackburn, New Haven, Connecticut.
Man.
But go ahead.
Yeah, when you brought this to my attention and I read the article, and this is why videos to me are so important, because I can't capture Ayo's voice if I've never met Ayo. You know, when it comes to text messaging, I don't, you know, I'm so old school. I really don't like texting. I'd rather call because translation get mixed in the text message, right? And sometimes you can't really hear the voice that the individual is talking in. So I read the article, and as I was reading the article, it says that the phone call said to the 911 or whoever it was that he called, there's this black woman out here. I don't know what she's doing, but it's scaring the hell out of me. I couldn't hear the voice, but the video, the actual audio brought it home to me. And it's just like the mother said, if this had been anywhere else other than where it was at, and that's why I titled it this, a neighbor's call to the police could have been deadly. Just like that lady in Fort Worth, her neighbor called the police for a home check, for a welfare check, because the door was open and they was like, it's normally not open that late. And when the police came, the police killed this lady in her home, you know? You can't do stuff like this. And what get me is that he said a black woman.
Right.
What about this little girl says woman?
Right. But
I read it. I seen it. I said, man, this can go crazy for real. This could have been outrage. This could have been death. This could have been everything negative towards that little young lady. So she's doing good. We can't even do good. We can't even protect what they call is causing us to breathe. She's trying to protect their lungs by helping trees out.
And if the old sound like if he would have went outside and just talked to the little girl, you would have found out, bruh, she's spraying the tree with water, dish soap, and apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. What?
He went outside. He went outside to be nosy, right? And went back in
and call the police. Y'all, I'm scared myself. Y'all always scared. That's
I've been with them. They always scared. Well, you know what? They don't be scared. It's just that scared call has always worked for them in the past.
Yeah.
True.
Scared and safety is their word.
The police are not for us. It's for them. And always have been for them. And this seemed like a neighborhood that is a little bit beyond middle class. I could be wrong, but it don't look like this was good like what we grew up in, right? The mama in that article, though, it says that they know this man. They've been friendly with this man.
Right. So that's he should have went out and just. No, I'm just saying it baffles me. The choices that are made in the heat of the moment. You just pick up the phone and call.
They playing to destroy us. I don't think it's nothing they doing freestyling, man. They playing. As soon as he saw them move in, he began to talking. He made it seem friendly. And what are we? Judah, we are so friendly.
Right.
We're lovable and our heart is big. So we're looking, and if they're not in the truth, they're looking at that as that's my neighbor. We're neighbors. Like we discussed last week, we broke down what neighbors mean.
Right.
So she was expecting that to be the neighbor. So right. Yeah, man, he set that up, man. I don't think he would, man. Come on.
You know, one more thing, when it come to white people, when they do stuff like that, they call the police out and the police come and kill somebody. They'll sit back and be like, I never meant for this to happen. That's what they say. I never meant for this to happen.
Right.
How did you not? I mean, like, where you been? Do you not watch the TV? Do you not read the news? Do you not see what's going on in this world today? What do you mean you never meant for this to happen? When you call the police, you have called the police on a little 9-year-old girl, and you called her a black woman, just like that kid Tamir Rice. Exactly. With a baby, we can't play with toys.
Nothing.
We can't spray trees.
We can't walk the storm.
Watching dishes. We can't do nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this little young lady did that. Something good. They go over compared to that man, that young boy who parked his car in a ditch, walked with a badge. 2 cops come to see what's going on. He shoot them, walking at school, and it took 2 to 3 hours in order for the cops to get there. So come on, man.
But yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. What's crazy in the news?
Good one out.
Yeah,
I got a good one next week. Y'all like war?
Hope that little Bobby, man, have a blessed, prosperous life. And that old man, he need to just stay in the house if he that scary. That's what I gotta say about him.
Right. I second that emotion.
Yeah, if he that scary. Let's get to our last segment, which is buy or sell.
Yeah.
I got a Candace for us, man. A lot of people don't like.
I mean, I buy my Candace.
Called Inside the Education System, and he spends a chapter talking about sex ed, which didn't exist before the 1970s in schools. And the pitch was, well, the kids are having sex anyway, so we should just teach sex education so that they practice safe sex. And that was a complete myth and a lie. The majority of students were graduating with their virginity intact in the 1960s. After they placed in sex ed, and they sort of started telling children, oh, everybody's doing it, kids started just doing it. And now the majority of kids graduate school without their virginity. The point and why a lot of these programs were funded by Planned Parenthood was to sexualize children. That's what they wanted kids to start having sex. There's money to be made. Kids are buying condoms. There's money to be made with the textbooks that they're giving to school. And so I believe that sex education should not be taught at school. And I think that especially now that they're part of sex education can be, hey, you also may not need your testicles anymore. Just get rid of them.
Marcel, who want to go first?
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that it is because it just came out of nowhere. I remember when I got in States, it was some crazy discussions going on in there. Along with during the 90s, gangster rap was pushing a lot of that. So yeah, that make a lot of sense. That add up a lot to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with her. Like what Safa said, I mean, fact is that in the health education in the middle school and first couple of years of high school, you were being taught how to use a condom. You were being shown videos on, two teenagers kissing. You know what I'm saying? So if that was being taught in the 90s, late 80s to early 90s, and now, like she said, now sex education in the schools is a whole different thing. Pronouns, he, they, them, her, man, like it's a whole total different thing. So I buy it. I agree. I think that should be left up to the parents and the household and the man, the husband of the household. He will pretty much control or be the head of what and how his children are taught about sex. So I buy it.
I buy it as well. And I agree with everything that both of you brothers said. And it baffles me that the state feel that they have the right to come in and teach our children things that, like you said, Ayob, that we as parents should have the obligation to teach our children. School is nothing more than a place for indoctrination. That's all it is anyway. And because of school, this is one of the reasons that the world is in the shape that it's in right now. Get on YouTube, get on Instagram, get on Twitter, get on whatever social media that you want to get on. And sex is highly pushed in this world. Like I was talking to my son the other day, one of the things that bother me the most is that they have taken the black woman and they have overly sexualized her to the point that she is no longer considered a beautiful queen. She is just a straight out sex symbol. And the sad thing about it is that they have accepted that and they rock with that. Again, what is majority of the Instagram models or what? They're us. You see what I'm saying? Right. Just listening to Amber Rose tearing up because her little son talking about you need to let a woman do what she want to do with her own body. And it's okay if she want to be an Instagram model and have a fans only page. This is the type of stuff that is in the world right now. Going back on what Candace said, all of this started when the door got open to allow sex education in your schools. Go ahead, Ot.
That's it. No, I agree. That's when it all started.
It all started.
Yep.
It all started in. So with that being said, this has been the show. It's been great. I appreciate y'all. Yo, guess what, brother?
Guess what?
I'm gonna see you this weekend.
I'm gonna see you this weekend. Man, you took the man. That's all right, man.
So we'll be in the house, man. And if most our blessings say the same, man, we gonna have some shirts so we'll be able to represent.
Yeah.
We have our Truth Be Told Flex podcast shirts. Time go by as well. We're gonna start making shirts available to the people who watch. Check this out too. We have, at this point right now, we have 198 subscribers.
Yes.
Word?
Before the night is over with.
Oh, man.
Say what now? Say it.
I'm like, word, we got 198?
If you were watching this show tonight and you are not a subscriber,
go ahead and subscribe.
Tell them again, yo.
Go ahead and subscribe. Because not the first, but we got 13 watching and 13 likes. Boy, I love y'all, man. Y'all the greatest audience.
You understand me? Come on.
13 watching.
All y'all get a gold star. I'm just go through here and get all y'all a gold star.
Gold star.
Come on. Thank y'all for watching.
But no, I'll go, and I feel like I'm saying this for all three of us, sure. We truly love everyone that take the time out and sit with us during this time on Thursday nights. Also, look, we be dropping a little stuff throughout the week too, little shorts on the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra. Start checking those out. Those are going to be popping in as well. So the more support that we can have, the better. The more people get this content. And with that being said, we're about to get up out of here. Ben Yahoo, you got anything extra to add, my brother?
Nope. Love y'all. Stay close to the Most High. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. See y'all this weekend. Y'all willing. Come on.
About you, Oxify, you shall hope.
Keep the Most High commandments. That's the whole duty of man. And I just gave everybody yellow stars in the chat. Thank y'all. With yellow hearts. And we appreciate y'all.
With that,
love. There we go.
We will see y'all next week. And I see you this weekend, yo.
Yeah. Please watch over me. Please watch over mine. Don't let them sin for me. Don't let them sin for mine. 144 K Gold, Truth Music, Paisley the Hebrew Code Ring. Let's go. Yeah, we gon' prove it. Truth Music, Hebrew Nation, stand up. Yeah. I ain't the leader of the squad. No, I'm just trying to lead them up the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the Most High in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them up the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the Most High in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them up the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the Most High in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them off the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the Most High in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. All praise to the Father, He the only one I'm fearing. Time to show the people how to really move in the spirit. Manipulation of the sisters, that's bigamy. Uplifting my brothers, that was bigger me. Soldiers get ready for the infantry. Haters can't stop what I'm doing, can't get rid of me. My brothers keep with the epitome. Cain and Abel, gotta watch them, no kidding. King can't box me in, no roofing it. Gotta test the friend, I'm proving it. Let every man be a liar, no truth in him. If the Father ain't with him, can't root for him. Don't matter what streets or the truth they in. Just cause they say they love you, gotta prove a friend. Tired of teaching them where they ever learn their lesson. Never burn a bridge, let's block a blessing. Ain't no love in these streets, ain't no love for me. They love me with their mouth, lip service. Where they at when it's time to put work in? Time to serve the eye, but don't get nervous. You don't need a squad when you do it for y'all. Can't douse my fire, I'm flaming high. The Father gave me all this game, I got. I represent the tribe, believe it's full life, so live. I ain't gotta ask when I hit the stage, they go live. 10,000 hours in the studio when they ask how. He keep me covered like a pair of drawers, they on my ass now. I ain't the leader of the squad. No, I'm just trying to lead them off the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the Most High in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them off the block. Lift your hands to to the sky, all praise the most high in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them off the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the most high in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad. Nah, I'm just trying to lead them off the block. Lift your hands to the sky, all praise the most high in the sun. Leader of the flock, I ain't leader of the squad.
I'm just trying to lead them off the block, trying to be a feeder of the flock. Regal people but believing that they not. Poison in the needle of the shot. Slave to the secrets, it's a rock. Slave to the fiending for the rock. Tased and enslaved by the cops. I'm just trying to lead them out the blackness. Help them see the snares and distractions. Teach them about the tigers and the dragons. Crouching in their hidden and the acting. Fear for the engine of the madness. The trap is a trap. Treat you like a toy. Find you in the box, either sell or a casket. Scale in the plastic. Try to show them love, but they always lash out. Why? Cause they ain't never had it. They ain't have a daddy. Trained as a savage game. Bang till they gain us some status. Ain't a game when them double L's coming for your name on the status. Kill all the men, they ain't taking no prisoners. Take all our women and turn them against us. System they built out the backs of our children. Seed of the serpent at war with the lizards. Stole it off from us, what more can we give them? Drowning in debt, but we started as lenders. Masculine, feminine, clash of the genders. We sat and we wept and remember Zion by the Babylon rivers. Willing syndrome divided the people and funerals on it, then bring us together like zippers. And it's all in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ayo, you ain't got no sense, man. Ayo, come on, man.